Stephen A. comes out and he says that reveals why he would consider running for president. All right, Stephen A. Brace for impact, buddy. Okay. Stephen A. told Daily Mail that U.S. two-party system is a joke and could drive him to run for president, stating, let me tell you why I would consider running, because I think our system sucks. I think the binary system where we could have to choose between Democrats and Republicans is a joke. I think it's this way. Is this it, by the way, Rob?
This is a clip from earlier this month. He's talked about this a few times, but this is him explaining exactly why he wants to run for president.
How many minutes is that?
It's only 39 seconds.
Play the clip. Go for it.
I doubt I'll ever run. It's not me. I live a pretty good life, and I don't want to ruin it by getting involved in politics. But I got to tell y'all something.
I'm running.
The Democratic Party looks so pathetic after this election.
I have to run.
I might entertain running.
Yeah, okay. That means
I just might change my mind one day. I doubt it, but I might. Because how much would it take to beat y'all? And Trump can't run again. He's done.
You know what the problem with that is? That's cute. But when you get into politics, people come to you and your fundraisers say, you better vote along these lines because the money is with us. And you're either a Republican or a Democrat. And you try to be an independent, that's cute. But the real operatives look at you like a street fighter. They just go, all right, bro, we'll see you. When you come to your senses, we'll be over here because the money's over here.
And I can't wait to hear what you have to say because you have that look in your eyes like Brooklyn does. Let me explain something to you. What he's doing, what I just said about the golden age of America, we're not. How many days are we in? Let's be honest. A month and a couple. How long, Rob?
How many days were in?
How many? The presidency.
Since Trump
got to business.
Literally 30 days.
Okay, 1 month, and this has happened. We're gonna have 4 years of this just kicking ass. I don't care anybody from the Democrat left. This mandate is going to be so strong and powerful, nobody's going to look the other way. There's nothing, I think, this is my opinion, what's a Democrat going to come and do right now to be like, no, what they're doing, we're going to do this. They are just a destructive, the past years of what Biden did, that's what are you going to run on? What are you going to run on? If it's not piggybacking of what they're doing, what the J.D. Vances and what the Tulsi Gabbards, there's no freaking way, there's no hope, there's no Stephen A. Smith, nobody could stop this movement. I don't think so. There's no way. People have woken up, bro, and there's no way to go back to a nightmare. It's a wrap.
If the economy has a hangnail, that's what they're going to run on.
That's right.
If they can find an average person who can no longer buy a Snickers bar today and they could buy it yesterday, they're going to put that person on camera. Every little thing is going to be hyper amplified. You're already seeing it right now. This is the most important year of the Trump presidency. This is the establishment year. This is momentum year. This is getting out of the gate. This is getting it all the way so that we all have a very happy holiday and say, wow, bumpy summer, but man, I guess he was right. The economy's here, jobs are happening, and the year's ending well, because then that goes into midterms. But these cats, these dogs, these swamp creatures are going to be looking for every little thing so that they can carry momentum into midterms and see if they can shift the Senate and Congress.
As much as I agree with Vinny, the left ain't going anywhere, bro. I mean, listen, there's only two parties in this country.
Yep.
And I guarantee you 4 years from now, just like every election of our lifetime, too close to call. Who knows we don't know who it's gonna be. We don't know what the agenda is.
Unless the economy's
we don't know what they're running
ass.
on. Yeah, but it's not Trump again.
Right.
Unless I know
J.D. Vance is
J.D. Vance.
He's the future.
Respectfully,
he's the future.
He ain't Trump, bro.
I don't know, man. I think he's the future.
I know he's not Trump. I think he may be the future. Vivek may be there. There's a whole list of issues. But don't get it twisted. They're going to come up with an agenda. There's still 40% of America who are never going to vote Republican.
52. Well, 52%. Because 48% are saying that we're doing well.
As much as I agree with you, they have a game plan. They have an agenda.
Let me ask
and they're going to implement it.
Let me ask a different question here. So for me, let's isolate one by one because a lot was said. Stephen A. Smith. So here's the challenge he's going to face. Stephen A. Smith was on a podcast, and I said, if your mother, who's his hero, was alive today, who would she vote for? And he said she would vote conservative.
Yeah.
She would vote for Trump. Okay, that's what he said when he was on the podcast. Okay, here's the problem he's facing. The problem Stephen A. Smith's facing is 90% of the policies of how he lives and he believes and he was raised on is on the right.
Yes.
It's not on the left. 90% is on the right, not on the left. Stephen A. Smith's conflicted right now because, he's going to get paid, and he deserves every penny he gets paid. He's been number one for 20 years and dominating everybody. So,
amen.
Amen. Exactly.
Good.
Number two is he is at a certain point of your life, things like this matter. Like when you're young, you're like, dude, should be quiet with this political stuff. Did you see the guy went 3 for 4 yesterday, had 6 RBIs and hit 2 home runs, and at the bottom of the ninth inning, Did you see the new hit? Did you see what Easy just came out? Did you see? That's when you're young, you're not. And then as you get older, it's like, oh shit. Now he's at a phase that he's, 30s, you start paying attention to taxes. And then 40s, you start saying, maybe these people on my side are lying to me. And then at this age, he's like, no, I know it's done.
You see how that works.
Of course. So for him to make a decision to run or not, he can only, Stephen A., if you're running just to say you ran and on your Wikipedia says you ran for office, run as an independent. You run as an independent, go do it like that, and you'll eventually have to go behind somebody. But if you want to run, you have to run as a conservative. But the entire celebrity community that you've been invited to the parties, the texts, the messages.
You're out.
You're permanently ousted. And that is the number one reason why guys like him who are super capable, have common sense, are incredible communicators, ought to be running. I told them, run. You ought to run. You ought to run and go do this. They know they have to go to the other side. And their worry is, do I want to lose those relationships or not? And if you don't, you can't. Independent, it's just independence not going to happen.
No, period.
Democrat, you're not a Democrat.
Right.
Conservative, you're going to lose the Hollywood card. So what do you do with that? That's kind of
how do we avoid? You're a guy. You and Tom know politics. How do you avoid though when you say you're a Democrat? You get these super PACs. You get the trans activists. You get the abortion activists. Whoever it is, they come to you and they say, if you want our money and you need our money, you're going to vote absolutely along these lines. That's why you get someone like Kamala Harris saying, I supported transgender prisoners having the money to transition, even immigrants.
Illegal immigrant transgender.
Why did she say that? Why did she say
stuff.
that? You think she believes that? It doesn't matter. That's not the point, man. You better say across lines. If you have any nuance, you're not getting our money. So how do we avoid all those special interests with all that money? I want to know, what do we do about campaign finance reform in that sense? That might be the thing to talk about. It's not sexy. The minute I say campaign finance reform, half your audience just went to sleep. They literally I took all the energy out of their body. Because when you get into the nitty gritty of this stuff, but that might be really what we should talk about.
Listen,
in terms of
that
right?
I agree. Tom, if you want to say something on that.
I don't know.
I think there's a time and a place for campaign finance reform. And when Byron Donalds was here a couple weeks ago, I made a comment. I said, if you want to find out why Elizabeth Warren is yelling and sounding a little weird at a hearing, find out who yelled at her an hour and a half before the hearing started.
There you go.
And Byron Donalds goes, that is so true.
That's it.
And so there is that, and there is campaign finance reform, and the John Roberts decision that allowed unlimited,
Citizens United.
You could go there, but I think
I'll give you something here.
I think that's a deeper issue, and I think Pat's hitting it on the head on the surface.
The PBD Podcast gang, the folks that watch this podcast loyally, no matter where we go, they're there. It doesn't matter what part of the world we're in. You guys are phenomenal. Add this to your calendar. Go to vtwebinar.com and register for this. March 4th, we're making a massive announcement about Menect, the circle economy. Massive announcement that I want to tell you exactly what it's going to work out and how all the PBD podcast community folks can, work with each other. You'll see this. You have to hear what we're doing here with the circles economy. It's going to be big. And at the same time, on that webinar, I'll also be announcing on how you could come join us this year at the Kentucky Derby. Finish line, 5th floor, the biggest suite in the entire place with 150,000 people watching the greatest 2 minutes in sports. Go to vtwebinar.com, register March 4th, 3 p.m. On that Zoom, we're launching circles. You're going to lose your mind when you hear what we're going to be doing with Menect here on that launch. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.